There have been claimants of telekinetic ability throughout history. Here are my top 5 examples of telekinesis. Number 5. Angelique Cottin. One of the most well-known cases was that of Angelique Cottin, a French woman who lived around 1846. She became known as the Electric Girl of France. Cottin and her family claimed that she produced electric emanations that allowed her to move pieces of furniture and even scissors across a room. The French scientists Charles B. Dudley and Louis H. Sayer witnessed one of these displays and reported it to the Physical Society of France in 1846. They wrote, "The most astonishing fact is that the objects moved about 2 or 3 feet above the bed without touching each other, the sheets, or anything else. A piece of furniture would rise up, turn round, and sometimes go right through the air for 4 or 5 feet, and then fall back upon the bed. While some believed her story, others thought it was a hoax." Frank Padmore, a researcher of psychic phenomena, wrote that there were many observations which were suggestive of fraud, including the fact that the girl's garments were in contact with the objects that moved, as this would have prevented some of the alleged phenomena. Spiritualist mediums have also claimed telekinetic abilities. Coming in at number 4 is Eusapia Palladino, an Italian medium, who could allegedly cause objects to move during seances. However, she was caught levitating a table with her foot by the magician Joseph Rinn, and using tricks to move objects by the psychologist Hugo Munsterberg. Other alleged telekinetic mediums exposed as frauds include Anna Rasmussen and Maria Silbert. Number 3. Stanisława Tomczyk. A Polish medium, Stanisława Tomczyk, was active in the early 20th century. She claimed to be able to perform acts of telekinetic levitation by way of an entity she called Little Stasia. A 1909 photograph of her, showing a pair of scissors floating between her hands, is often found in books and other publications as an example of telekinesis. Scientists suspected Tomczyk performed her feats by the use of a fine thread or hair between her hands. This was confirmed when psychical researchers who tested Tomczyk occasionally observed the thread. Despite this, photographs like the one taken in 1909 continued to be reproduced. The late Joseph Dunninger, a prominent American mentalist and magician, knew the secret of this trick and often demonstrated it on the lecture platform. Number 2. Indian godmen. Many of India's godmen have claimed macro-telekinetic abilities and demonstrated apparently miraculous phenomena in public. During the 1970s, more than 50 godmen were investigated by the Indian government. As more controls were put in place to prevent trickery, fewer phenomena were produced. According to Carl Wickman, an American researcher who investigated these claims, many of the godmen resorted to producing the smaller, easier-to-fake micro-telekinesis effects. Number 1. Annemarie Schabel. Annemarie Schabel was a 19-year-old secretary who was said to have telekinetic powers. By parapsychologist Hans Bender in the Rosenheim Poltergeist case in the 1960s. Bender investigated the case along with several other paranormal researchers. Albert von Schrenk, a German psychologist, and magician William Marriott were also involved. According to Marriott, the phenomena were produced by trickery and were not paranormal in nature. Parapsychologist Paul Kurtz wrote that the case was never scientifically accepted because of the lack of empirical evidence and because the alleged psychic could not replicate the phenomena under controlled conditions. Magicians and scientists who investigated the case suspected that the phenomena were produced by trickery, Hans Bender wrote, in view of the fact that no physical laws had been transgressed. The events came within the province of natural science and not of theology or the occult. So what do you think? Go argue with your mama. Let me know in the comments below. And don't forget to subscribe for more amazing content.